Hey guys, how's it going? So today's video is going to be 15 things I wish I knew before college. And I'm actually from Canada, so I went to university, but I decided to call it college because the majority of my viewers do live in the United States. So these are essentially 15 pieces of advice that you guys can be mindful of when you're going off to college. So number one is that it is totally okay to have no idea what the hell you are doing. I first went into university taking information systems, which is essentially learning about databases, and it's like the computer science side of business. And I picked that because originally I really wanted to go into game development, but I decided against it because I thought it was too specific. So I kind of wanted to do something that was still computer oriented, so that's why I picked it. And in my first year, the information systems courses were actually totally fine, and I didn't find them that bad at all. But the way that my university worked, you had to take essentially half information systems, half business, and I really disliked the business part. So I ended up switching my major. I think second year I did like more general arts, but then I picked to major in psychology. So many people switch so many different times. People leave university for a couple years and then they come back when they finally realize what they want to do. So anyways, do not put too much pressure on yourself, even if people are putting pressure on you externally. It is so normal to not know what you're doing when you're going into college. And also, there's people who are 40 years old who still don't know what they're doing, or finally at 40, they realize what their passion is. Okay, so if you are living on campus, chances are the food is going to suck. We had a place called Meal Hall, and we would have like all of our meals there because I lived in residence, and it was so bad. At the beginning it was kind of exciting because I had like pizza and stuff like that, and it's like, oh my goodness, I just get to have pizza every day. Your body will end up feeling so tired and you just will not end up feeling very healthy. The options were just very boring because it's like they had a salad bar, but that was pretty much literally the only healthy thing that you could have. So going to university made me appreciate home-cooked meals so much. Number 3 is to not pull all-nighters. Oh my goodness, I had such issues with pulling all-nighters. I think the idea of pulling an all-nighter is very romantic. It's like, yeah, let's pull an all-nighter. We're college students. It doesn't work out. Your brain cannot retain information when you are that tired. I would take energy drinks to stay awake. This was before I started drinking coffee, and I felt so sick because when anxiety is coupled with such a level of caffeine, it just makes you feel nauseous. Every single exam I took on no sleep, 1 hour to 3 hours of sleep, they were not good exams. It is way better to have 7 hours of sleep than to have 2 and go into an exam. Maybe you do it just for the experience, maybe when you're in first year because your grades don't matter as much. Number 4 is to go to all of the Frosh events possible. I remember my sister helped me move in my first day of university, and she was so nice. She was like, Savannah, go enjoy the events and stuff like that, and she kind of like finished my room up. So that can be an issue if you're kind of like arriving late and their Frosh events start and stuff like that. But it is crucial to go to the Frosh Week events because that is how people meet each other. If you're nervous or you feel like, oh, this event sounds stupid or whatever, honestly go, because that is how you're gonna meet people, and the social life in college is so important. Tip number 5 is to go knock on the doors of people who are your neighbors and then people who are across from you. That is so important to go formally introduce yourself because it just kind of becomes awkward if you don't make relationships with these people, and these people could also end up being some of your closest friends. Number 6 is something that I really wish I didn't do. So the school that I went to was actually very cliquey. And it doesn't sound like a university can be cliquey, but I think it depends on how many people go there. And my university was quite small. Like, this is a total guess and I could be completely wrong, but I think we might have had like 5,000 people at our university, which is very small for a university. And my advice to you is to not just stick with the people who you met your freshman year of university, because if anything goes wrong with that group, then you're kind of screwed if you don't talk to people outside of stuff. So I think it's really important to maintain relationships with people from different sides of campus, because then you'll be invited to different parties and events and stuff like that, and you just have something to fall back on. Make an effort to get to know your professors. Now, this could be different if you're going to a school with like, I don't know, 50,000 people. But even then, like, definitely go up and talk to the professor, because they will start recognizing you if you actually make an effort. And this is really important. If there ever becomes a time that you need an extension or you just don't really understand an assignment, because they're going to be much more inclined to help you out if you actually make your face present, and also if you answer questions in class. Number 8 is about friends and boyfriends. I think that this happens to the majority of people in the world, but when you're first getting into a relationship, I think people have a tendency to spend all of their time with that person, and that can be very damaging for friendships. And I'm sure we've all had friends who have gotten into a relationship and then you ask them to hang out and they never want to because they're always with their significant other. So do not be that person. Even if you are in a relationship and you just want to be with that person all the time, it is so important to maintain friendships because you never know what is going to happen to that relationship. Okay guys, it is so insanely hot in my apartment because I have to turn off the fan when I film because of noise and stuff like that. And then I also have to close the windows, so the hair has to go up. Number 9 is about going to the gym, because going to the gym is such a huge stress reliever. Pretty much everyone is crazy stressed in university, so having an outlet to relieve that stress is really amazing for you. It's also a great social culture to get into and stuff like that. Personally, I like working out alone, but some people definitely like to work out with other people. Okay, number 10 is about not being afraid to change your class schedule, and people would always make fun of me for this because I would probably go in to talk to an academic advisor like 3 times and stuff like that. I was never the person who would be early with picking out my schedule, so I would always do it quite late, and a lot of the times I couldn't get into the classes that I wanted to. But I would end up going to academic advising, and 9 times out of 10, like, everything pretty much always worked out for me as long as you were persistent. Remember, I would talk to people who would say, oh, I really don't like this class, or I wish I didn't have this morning class, or something like that. But they wouldn't change it because I think some people just think like this is how it's supposed to be and it's supposed to work out like this. This is why I got that schedule. But I'm inclined to say that you definitely have options. So if you don't like your morning class or your night class or your 2 o'clock class, definitely change it. There are always options. Number 11 is about having going out clothes. I know that might sound weird or whatever, but going from high school to college, I didn't really have that many going out clothes in high school. And I know that when I was in college, a lot of my friends would always say like, I really don't know what to wear when Friday or Saturday would come. So I would definitely recommend hitting up some stores to get some going out clothes before you actually go to college, because it would suck to be there and then to be invited to all these things and then kind of feel like you have nothing to wear. Tip number 12 is about talking to people beside you in class. You both have a mutual topic to talk about, which is the class, and it's just a great way to meet people. So you can just like talk to someone and be like, hey, do you understand this concept? Or hey, what do you think of this class? What are you taking? Number 13 is about going to the poster fair. I'm not sure if every school has this, but I think the majority do. We had this ginormous poster fair, and there would be like hundreds of posters on the walls and stuff like that. And when you live in a dorm, it's a really good way to decorate. Number 14 is about missing notes. I would highly suggest someone who you can kind of like have each other's backs. So if one person misses a class, you can give them your notes and vice versa. But if you don't have that, I would suggest trying to get notes as soon as possible, because if it gets to the end of the year and you're missing a few days and you don't know anyone in the class, that can be a very bad position to be in. Because you might not be able to find the notes in time, and exams pretty much directly come from the notes. So I would definitely say if you miss a class, get the notes as soon as possible. And now I will leave you guys with number 15, and it is that this time in your life is very special because never in your life will you be around such like-minded people again. You all have something in common. You're all going to university. There's a lot of people who are studying the exact same thing as you. So you're gonna have a very large common interest with one another. Pretty much everyone is there to make friends, and in life that doesn't really happen again. Like when you're at a job and stuff like that, people might not be really interested. They already have a family and stuff like that. But when you're in college, literally everyone is just trying to find friends, and it's easier to make friends with people who want friends. Okay guys, so I really hope that this video helped you out. I know I have a lot of people who are going to college who watch my videos, so I definitely wanted to get this out. So definitely let me know in the comments down below if you want to see any other college type videos. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, subscribe if you want to for more videos like this and more back to school videos. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!